What's up? It's Robert from Existence First, mental training for a modern world. Today's topic is discomfort. The topic is discomfort because I just finished this 500 calorie shake and I'm still hungry, and hunger is uncomfortable. All joking aside, the topic is discomfort because today's Sunday, and as I reflected on today and yesterday, I remembered that I get way more done when I maintain my day in a slight degree of discomfort. And I think today maybe I played it a little bit too comfortable. Who knows? I had a session with one of my coaches, and it's always good to get coached because they help you see your blind spots. And I realized, you know what? Yeah, it's I'm playing it too easy. So what does it mean to live your day in slight discomfort? Well, if we're talking on a scale of zero discomfort to 100% I am uncomfortable, I'm not talking about this end. I'm talking about 5%, right over here. 5 to 15% discomfort. That, I think, is a good amount. And why would you need some discomfort? Well, there's a psychology concept called the Yerkes-Dodson effect, and named after some psychologists from the very early 1900s. And they show from their studies that stress and your performance actually have not a linear relationship, but a upside down parabola relationship. So what does that look like? I'll pull up a picture so that you can see. So this picture is from Wikipedia, and as you can see, on the x-axis here we have level of arousal. You can think of this also as anxiety or discomfort or stress. And so we're going from a low level of anxiety to a high level. And then we're measuring performance. I think this was performance on a memory task, if I remember correctly, no pun intended, from weak to strong. But you could generalize, and you can even think of it as athletic performance. I don't know if the studies work out that way, but this is kind of theoretical to some degree. So anyways, what they observed is that on this test of memory, people's memory was the best when there was just kind of a slight level of arousal or pressure or anxiety. But when their anxiety got too high over here, then their performance dropped. And you can imagine the same thing would happen with sports performances, right? You're a little bit nervous for the big game, the championship, so that kind of puts you in peak state. But any additional anxiety above and beyond a certain point is just going to tank your performance, and it's not going to be good for you. So why would someone consciously and intentionally put anxiety into their day? It sounds counterintuitive. Well, the graph that I just showed kind of explains the bigger picture and why it can be useful, and that we're not talking about huge amounts of anxiety, just small amounts. But one example is a sense of urgency. It helps to have a sense of urgency in order to get things done. If you wake up Sunday morning and you feel like you've got the whole day to do things and there's no time pressures, it's very easy to put stuff off, as I learned today, with today being Sunday. So one technique that I use, and one technique that might be useful for people who are working from home or just maybe not having that big, a lot of external structure to their day, is I break my day into 2-hour blocks, and then those 2-hour blocks I break into 30-minute blocks. So let's say it's 9 o'clock and I'm about to start an activity. I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes and it's going to count down. And it's amazing what happens. All of a sudden, a morning that up until that point was you just sitting around being like, yeah, what am I going to do? You put that timer on and you're like, oh okay, I better start moving. Yeah, let's go. And it's quite remarkable. It's another testament to everything I say about the mind being sort of needing to be trained like a dog and just being responsive. Not to denigrate the mind, but I'm saying it's
it's about conditioning, it's about training, it's about responsiveness, it's about managing the mind. It's not about, oh, we have this magical, majestic mind that just, makes the best decisions at all times. And that's not how it works, okay? This thing is a result of evolution. It's not perfect. So, in any case, another example is of when you felt discomfort is going from kindergarten to first grade, or first grade to second grade, or second to third, or even your first day of high school. That was uncomfortable, wasn't it? But that was the progression of growth. It's very hard to argue that was bad for you, right? You were growing as a person, you were encountering new challenges. Now here's the perspective that we're missing, is even though we're not in school anymore, that doesn't mean we're not learning. So me, being 33 years old, I'm essentially in 27th grade, right? If we start if we start first grade when we're 6 years old, then I'm essentially in 27th grade of life right now. I mean, what grade are you in based on your age? You just take your age minus six or 5 and you'll get it. So if you start thinking that way, then all of a sudden this whole horrendous year of 2020 becomes you graduating 27th grade and entering 28th grade. And you can look back and it's totally fine to say, damn, that was a horrible year. That was a horrible grade. 27th grade, I hated 27th grade. I was just, I got bullied about whatever you want to say, right? But it's time to look forward to the next grade. It's time to see challenges as training opportunities. That's the big reframe. It's time to see discomfort as an aid, not as an obstacle. Okay? Think deeply and put your existence first.